Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, we continue our series of debates along with Mark Robison of the Reno Gazette Journal. Today, Reno City Council District 4, the incumbent is Bonnie Weber, the challenger, Meghan Ebert. Here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
What kind of a man lies to women? This one. Steve Sisolak is lying to us about abortion, opposed to contraceptives, no exceptions for rape or incest, abortion ban. Joe Lombardo doesn't support any of those things. Sisolak is a desperate man trying to hold on to power. Our schools are unsafe, police are under attack, and families are struggling. What kind of a man covers up his failures with lies? This one.
Ahern Rentals began as Signal gas station on Las Vegas Boulevard. Founder John Ahern grew the business by offering rentals. His son Don built on John's legacy, growing Ahern Rentals into the largest independently owned American rental company, with 89 locations in 30 states. Don also brought his experience and vision to equipment manufacturing with Extreme Manufacturing and Snorkel. Today, Ahern Rentals continues to bring its family values to a new generation. Learn more at ahern.com.
I'm here at the Carson Valley Inn in Minden with Joey Whitaker. Entertainment here at the Carson Valley Inn is extraordinary.
Yeah, super proud of the TJ's Corral, our outdoor venue, about 1,500 seats. We've had first-class entertainment out there. We've had Merle Haggard, we've had Chris Young, we've had Lee Brice a couple times, we've had Pat Benatar, Joan Jett, who's in the Hall of Fame. We're real proud out there, and it's just a great time. Watch CarsonValleyInn.com and grab those tickets early. It's not a long way to get away to the Carson Valley Inn.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up to date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, I'm pleased to be joined by Mark Robison of the Reno Gazette Journal in another series of debates. This one is the Reno City Council District 4. Bonnie Weber is the incumbent, and Meghan Ebert is the challenger. Pleasure to have you both here. You both run as nonpartisans. And Mark, take it away.
Okay, so I'll ask the first question. This is specifically the debate as you two are running for Ward 4, which is generally the North Valleys, north of McCarran Boulevard. And Meghan, the first question will go to you. And so the North Valleys have a lot of traffic and too few amenities. Mm-hmm. And so what could the Reno City Council have done to avoid the situation that the North Valleys is in right now with so much traffic and too few amenities?
I think that we should have prioritized our infrastructure, our roads, widening our roads, our lanes on the freeway on the 395 once you come into the North Valleys is only 2 lanes, which causes problems if there's an accident or if there's issues like fire, it causes a problem. So just basic infrastructure needs is the most obvious issue when you drive around our ward. I know coming into to the station today, it took me a significant amount of time just to make it to the freeway, which is only 2 miles from my home. So I would say the largest issue or the most impactful issue for the residents is the lack of infrastructure.
Okay, and Bonnie, what would you say?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I'm Bonnie Weber, and I am the incumbent, and I've had the pleasure of being able to be the council member for the last 4 years. So I'm running for re-election, and so I think that's important, first of all, so I would like to identify that. Second of all, there is a lot of traffic. There is a lot of things that are growing. But highways, freeways don't happen overnight. And there is a lot of traffic. We know that. But there are things that are happening, as we all know. Infrastructure comes after. Typically, we know that growth is going to the north. We know that by our regional plan. We know that by our master plan. So that things are coming, things are happening. I can't answer that question in 30 seconds, but the point is that it's happening. We do have traffic, but right now 395 is going to be widened finally through NDOT starting next year, and it takes time.
Okay, I'm going to have to call you for time here just on this question, but do you want to follow up on that, Meghan?
Well, I do kind of have a rebuttal, a brief one, in regards to the Lemon Valley Drive on-ramp and off-ramp. We just had a big revision there, and a lot of people think it's, an improvement, and in some ways it is, but, at the end of the day, we're still merging down into one lane to get onto the freeway. And I was at a neighborhood advisory board meeting where we discussed with the project manager, what planning went into that project when they were designing it. And it came out that the traffic study done for that project was done during the pandemic. So obviously the traffic was not accurate because most people were not on the road at that time. And it also came out that the traffic study was not done on the intersection. It was done on, I assume, the freeway, but not the intersection. So I don't know that the city is necessarily looking at the actual needs of the community before doing these projects. So I just want to call attention to that.
Bonnie, do you want to respond?
Yes, I would love to. Thank you very much, but your comments are not even factual. It has to go through
This is a comment that came from the project manager.
Please let Bonnie respond.
You were at a neighborhood advisory board meeting, and it's after the fact. This project has been on the books. It was done. It was done under the traffic studies that have to be done. So for you to make comments about that, traffic studies were done. The RTC, NDOT, all did this project together. It was planned. It was planned.
Okay. My comments are repeating what the project manager said to me, and I didn't make these comments up. And if the meeting is recorded, you can view her make these comments. She called in via Zoom.
Well, let me jump in here. So, Bonnie, what can the City Council do now to help the North Valleys? You said that infrastructure comes later, but it seems like we want to foresee some of these things coming down the road. So what can the council do? I know that some of these other agencies and jurisdictions like the county and RTC need to be a part of this, but what can the city council specifically do to help the North Valleys now with?
Well, the city council is constantly working on these projects. We all serve on different boards and commissions, but as somebody that's lived in this area for all these years, 39 years I've been in the North Valleys, so I've seen growth happen, but it doesn't come beforehand. We have housing that is going in, the infrastructure is coming, but it doesn't happen until afterwards, just like anywhere in the city. So we all deal with the traffic, and
okay, so can I ask you just to butt in here and just say, so when is the timeline for improvements to be made? Because you're looking at thousands more homes going into the North Valley, which are desperately needed in the area. But that's going to just create more crisis for the folks that are trying to get on and off that freeway.
Well, and I get on and off the freeway as well every day. So we all see it. We know that it's there.
But is it a 5-year timeline? But we've made some
really positive direction. And now we're widening other things. It takes time for it to come in. So the Lemon Drive is part of the project. And the RTC works with us. If people would use Reno Direct and comment on this, they make changes to the lights, the changing of the lights. But being negative about something that is really happening right now, the Lemon Drive interchange, is a positive. And having the widening of, finally, after all the years that many governors have said, hey, we need to widen McCarran to Stead Boulevard or Red Rock or whatever, it's finally happening, and it'll begin next year.
Okay, Megan, can I follow up in a slightly different way and just say that the councilwoman has said that the housing comes first and the transportation portion comes later. That seems to be the way it is, because nobody would want to pay for roads where nobody was living. Are you comfortable with that that's the way things really are?
Well, I disagree with the statement that that's the way things really are. I mean, I've driven through areas of Sparks recently where there's beautiful roads with 2 lanes going each way with berms in between where the houses haven't even been built yet. Driving to brand new areas.
That wasn't true in Red Hawk, for example.
Well, so it's not an impossible thing to have the roads built even before the development is done. We just haven't prioritized it in the North Valleys. It is not an impossible feat to ask the developers to contribute to the community that they're building in. And I know in my neighborhood in particular, we're adding at least hundreds of more houses off of Military Road, and we have not widened the roads. And they're now putting in sidewalks on the side, so now I don't know how it would even be possible to widen the road. So it's not a matter of time. The development is coming in, and now we've made it impossible to widen the road. And once we build these houses in, are we going to remove property to widen the road? If we're not planning ahead, how are we going to widen the road in the future?
It's obvious that my opponent does not understand and the regional plan and the master plan. We have a master plan that the city of Reno operates under and is guided by. So it makes me, and it's unbelievable that she doesn't understand how this works. The regional plan and the master plan, the city's master plan we operate under that. And so you don't build roads until afterwards, because you're exactly right. Developers do give money, they do pay a tax. That's how the roads get built. And so I don't understand how she doesn't know this.
Okay,
I do understand that I've been at plenty of neighborhood advisory board meetings and planning meetings, and I've seen multiple special use permit requests come through. That's not a part of our master plan. These are special use permits. That's what they're called. They're not part of the master plan. And again, when you're putting in sidewalks that stop us from being able to widen the roads, and you put houses in that stop us from being able to widen the roads, it's not possible to add them in later. And it is happening in my neighborhood. The houses are going up to the road.
I'm going to call you on time here. Bonnie, you get the last word here, 30 seconds.
Well, thank you. Still doesn't understand that the regional, the master plan is how every project comes through. And so it goes through the city, and I just don't understand why she doesn't know that.
I don't understand what she doesn't understand about special use permits.
We have to call time here on this. Let's take a break. We'll come right back. More with our debate on Reno City Council District 4 after this timeout.
Big oil makes big profits. To lower our costs, you gotta stand up to them, big time. Not Adam Laxalt. He's Big Oil's best buddy. As Attorney General, he tried to block a fraud investigation when Exxon got caught lying. Then, oil billionaires spent millions supporting Laxalt's campaign. No surprise from Adam Laxalt, who keeps making money from stock he owns in ExxonMobil and Chevron. He sells us out and cashes in. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
I'm here at the Carson Valley Inn in Minden with Joey Whitaker. One of the things I love about the Carson Valley Inn here in beautiful downtown Minden is CV steak. I have eaten here so many times. Tell folks what they can expect when they come here to eat.
It's a beautiful room, great service. We have certified Angus beef, seafood, lamb, a great range of appetizers, and wonderful desserts. Jean-Michel's done a great job of selecting some beautiful wines for us. The customers love it, and we've got a great selection of cocktails as well. It's not a long way to get away to the Carson Valley Inn.
With Nevada's only transplant center and verified burn center, the science is here. With award-winning cardiologist and the state's only dedicated heart failure clinic, the talent is here. With Nevada's most advanced robotic surgery, the technology is here. And with the Silver State's only designated pediatric trauma center, hope is here. All because we are here. UMC.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, along with Mark Robison of the Reno Gazette Journal. We're having a debate here on Reno City Council District 4. Bonnie Weber is the current resident of that seat. Meghan Ebert is the challenger.
Okay, Bonnie, the next question goes to you. It comes from a reader named John. He wanted to ask about the advanced purified water facility in the North Valleys that cleans up wastewater to drinking water quality. And he is concerned that the technology hasn't been proven yet. And so what would you say to someone with this concern?
Well, we're working on making that all work. So the university, we have a lot of partners in that project. The university is working on it. I'm really proud that the city of Reno is really a part of this whole project, and I think that the process will be worked out, and we are moving forward on it. So,
okay. Megan, any thoughts on that water purification system?
I don't know the ins and outs on that. I think that we definitely need to look into better ways to reclaim our water. We're in a desert, and we currently are dumping lots of water into Swan Lake, and I think that we could find better ways to use these resources, and maybe not to use it for drinking water, but there's other ways that we could use.
For example?
For livestock feed, for watering parks, landscaping, other landscaping. There's other uses for water besides drinking water.
Okay, Bonnie, do you want to rebut?
We do use the effluent water for watering our parks and those sort of things. Developers use the water as well as we have that process going. So there's many of our parks in our area that use the effluent water, the golf course, there's just a lot. I don't want to go into detail about that, but I really do believe that we're not dumping water into Swan Lake. That is by law what we need to be doing, is putting water into Swan Lake. It's through the NDEP. So I don't understand that part of it, but I'm really excited about this project. And it costs a lot of money, but we're going to have A+ water, and that is what is important.
Okay, did you want to respond? Okay, let's change topics here, but not that far. And I'll put this question to you, Megan, which is sewer capacity.
Mm-hmm.
The region is growing dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
EDON said several years ago that we need 5,000 new homes per year for 10 years
Mm-hmm.
just to keep up with the growth. Mm-hmm. We are not even close to that, and now with the interest rates going up, it's going to make it harder for people to buy homes.
Mm-hmm.
But the sewer capacity is going to end up being a limit on growth, but it's a huge project, maybe $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think we're going to find the money for that?
Well, if we follow Bonnie's plan, we're going to have to wait till after we've reached capacity to address that. I think that the city should be proactive and start putting resources into meeting the needs as we develop and not wait until after the fact. I think we need to start having developer impact fees go into these treatment plants now so that we can meet the demands of the people as the developments happen and not play catch up later as we're currently doing.
Okay, Bonnie, same question to you.
Well, it's not that Bonnie's doing this. It is that the city of Reno has the ability to make changes and do this. It just, I don't want to comment anymore.
Okay, but let me ask you basically the same question, which is, you know, growth is eventually going to get capped in this region if
Right.
we don't have enough sewer capacity to increase the sewer capacity, maybe as much as $1 billion. What should we be doing about funding for this project? Because one would have thought that the American Recovery Act money would be used for something like that, but it obviously has not been at this
Well,
point.
we are doing that. We are applying for that funding. So there's no doubt about it. We're moving forward.
Do you know
We've
how
already
much?
we're working on increasing that project, right? So we are increasing what's happening at the Reno Stead Sewer Treatment Plant. So
Is there a number that the Reno City Council is looking at in terms of funding to get from the government to go towards this project?
I couldn't comment on that right now. I don't have the facts in front of me. I know that it's going through. We're working on that. We've already begun construction, and it's under construction right now. So for increasing the capacity right now.
Is that the pipeline from the treatment plant to TRI that you're referring to?
No, at the actual, yes, but at the actual plant, we have increased the capacity with the beds.
Okay. All right, let's take another break and we'll be right back with this debate after this timeout.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
I'm here at the Carson Valley Inn in Minden with Joey Whitaker, and you've got a lot of convention space and meeting breakout space for people. Tell us about what's available.
Well, we can handle a group up to about 250, and anywhere as small as 10 or 15. So it really depends on what you're looking for, what the customer's looking for. We're open to anything. It's a beautiful drive, and if you live in South Reno, it's probably about 30-35 minutes, so it's real easy to get to. It's not a long way to get away to the Carson Valley Inn.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
The 10th annual Nevada Newsmakers Goes to Washington is brought to you by the Regional Transportation Commission of Washoe County, your RTC, our community. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you. University Medical Center of Southern Nevada. Compassion, accountability, integrity, respect. The Nevada Mining Association, mining a better future for Nevada. And NV Energy. NV Energy proudly serves Nevada, providing electricity to 2.4 million electric customers. This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers along with Mark Robison of the Reno Gazette Journal. We're conducting the Reno City Council District 4 debate. Bonnie Weber is the incumbent. Meghan Ebert is the challenger.
Okay, Megan, we'll do the next question to you, and it's about public safety. So there's been a lot of reports of crime in downtown Reno, some recent murders, and so what do you think that the city council can do to help decrease crime, and how would you pay for that?
Oh, that's a big one. So there's a lot of factors that go into that. One, we need to bring our numbers up with our police. We never brought them back up to where they needed to be after 2008, and that goes for all first responders, fire and police. Another area of concern for me personally is what's happening in our downtown. It's dying. Projects like the micromobility lanes and things like that, it's killing businesses down there, and that's part of the problem is when you kill your tax base, you don't have the funding for things that you need like fire and police. We need to figure out how to build those businesses up, bring tourism back to our downtown, bring our tax base back up so we can fund those things that we need like police and fire and our first responders, and that will help us bring safety back to our downtown area and the rest of Reno as well. So I feel like that's a multi-pronged kind of issue. We need to tackle that, holistically with various issues that are happening in the city. Without the funding, we can't.
And let's, Bonnie, same question to you.
Thank you so much. I absolutely do support our funding of our law enforcement as well as our all of our first responders. I really have fought hard to try to get more patrols in our neighborhoods. We need to get patrols. We need our neighborhoods to have the officers to be able to go into neighborhoods like it used to be. But we do need more officers. We do need to be supportive of our law enforcement, and that means more officers.
And so where would the funding for that come from?
That's the problem, because we have funding. And by the way, for the first time in many years, we had a balanced budget this last May. I think it happened for a day or two, but we had a balanced budget. And so in that course, we need to continue to look for more funding.
Okay, I have to cut you off here because we've only got about 15 seconds. Megan, you take the last 15 seconds here, please.
I just want to reiterate that we need to stop killing our tax base. We need to build our tourism back up so we have the funding to pay for our police and firefighters.
And that's where we have to leave it. Thank you both very much. Good luck on the campaign trail, and thank you for being here. We'll be right back.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Events Center in Las Vegas. Host meetings and events on 2 floors. Stay in luxurious rooms and suites. Unlimited branding opportunities. Regional Italian cuisine by Chef Mark Segrisi. Flexible event spaces. Full buyout options. Visit ahernhotel.com today.
Hi, I'm Renee Summerhour, digital news anchor here at 7 at 7. Watch our streaming nonstop newscast immediately with your mobile phone. 7 at 7 is the new way for you to get every bit of local news you need in just 7 minutes. Breaking news, local neighborhood news, weather, and sports are just a click away. Reporters bring you all of what's happening in the Valley. From Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, YouTube, and more. Get every bit of local news you need from the RJ and LVRJ.com.
As always, you can watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day at NevadaNewsmakers.com. See you on the next show.